Oh my god. Make a clip of that?
No shit.
Right there, smoothly in down the back straightaway. 3 car lengths separating. Big send on the inside. Kyle Terzak up the racetrack. Contact between the two, and it's going to be Braxton DeWeese winning here at Nashville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are at the South Boston Speedway for race number 5 for the Street Stock Showdown division. Then later on this evening, we will have the Leave the Pack Super Series also at the South Boston Speedway. Tonight we've got 75 laps in the Street Stock division. Should be race 5 of 10. As qualifying has concluded, we're going to have a 3-minute warm-up session here for these drivers. We'll get our qualifying results up on screen so you can see, and we'll talk to our fast qualifier, Brandon Elvis. He won the last Street Stock race at Langley. He's got 2 Street Stock wins this season. The most wins out of any driver in the Street Stock Showdown division. Picks up the Fast Time Award here tonight. We'll get him up in the booth and see if we can't figure out his race strategy. Up into the broadcast booth, fast qualifier here tonight. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy?
Hey, man.
Alrighty, well, quick time here tonight. You're the winningest driver in Street Stock Showdown competition. You won the last race here. You've got 2 wins this season. Quick time, the invert was 2, so you're going to be up top on this initial start. What can you do in 75 laps to try and pick up another victory here in the Street Stocks?
Man, just try to get track position and just stay smooth. Keep the tires underneath it. I think that's the biggest thing. Is these things want to step out pretty seriously, so just try not to dirt track it and keep the wheels pointed straight, and I think we'll be okay.
Alrighty, well, sounds like you've got a pretty good game plan. You've got 6 career Street Stock Showdown wins, so hopefully you can get number 7 here this evening. You're going to have a pretty good shot at it from the front row, but we'll let you get dialed in, ready to go. Good luck to you.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was your fast qualifier, Brandon Elvis. Now we will look at our starting lineup for tonight's Leave the Pack Street Stock Showdown race. On the pole, after the invert of 2, Brady Cox in the 76 starts in that first position. To his outside, it'll be Brandon Elvis in the 54, who we just talked to. He's got 2 wins this season. Starting in the 3rd spot, the winner a couple weeks ago at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. His first career Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. Starting in the 3rd spot, Christopher Smith. To his outside, he's got 1 Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. That is Brian Gravel in the 22 machine. James Pileski in the 93 going to roll off from the 5th spot. Austin Godfrey in the 6 machine, still looking for that first Street Stock Showdown victory. Or in the 1 machine, sorry. He's going to start from the 6th spot. Jeremiah Woods in the 222 going to start in the 7th position. Lewis Flowers in the 62 machine will roll off 8th. Zach Murphy in the 29 will roll off from the 9th spot. Brendan Kelly in the 9 starts 10th. And rounding out our field, Mark Keeteman in the 2 machine. Unfortunately, it looks like Jeremiah Woods might have missed the start here. So tough break for the 222s before the drop of the green. Hopefully he can get joined in soon. But the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. Brady Cox and Brandon Elvis leading the field into turns 3 and 4. Pace car drops to the bottom side. The green is up, the green is out. We are underway here at South Boston. Down the back straightaway they go for the first time. The field still double file for your front 3 rows. Brady Cox trying to lead lap number 1. It looks like he will do so. Brandon Elvis in the 54, still hanging tough on the top side. They're 2 by 2 by 2, 3 rows back. Chris Smith and Brian Grable battling for that third spot. Grable loose up top in the 22 machine. Not what you want to do early on here. You do not want to get those tires hot. Only 75 laps. Seems rather short, but these street stocks build heat in the tires very quickly. As Grable back to the fifth position. James Molesky working on the inside in the 93. Here comes Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine, trying to challenge for that spot now. Zach Murphy started in the 9th spot, currently in the 7th position, trying to find a way around Austin Godfrey and Brian Grable. Godfrey up the track, going to take that position. Here comes Zach Murphy, trying to pounce as well. As Grable will lose a spot to Keenan there as well, back to the 8th position. We are 6 laps in now. Brady Cox assumes the race lead. He's still looking for his first victory in the Leave the Pack iRacing League. Cox in the 76 machine has finished second so many times. Apologies, he actually is looking for his second career Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. I think he got a win in the mini stock division a while back, if the stats don't lie to me. Yeah, and it looks like he did pick up a mini stock victory at the Kern County Raceway. The Legends track got it done on the short version of Kern County. Brady Cox trying to get it done once again here tonight. You're 10 laps in this time by Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine, just set the fastest lap of the race. Currently in that 5th position. He's trying to work his way forward. Up in front of your race leaders, I believe that is Jeremiah Woods. I think he's 1 lap down. Like I mentioned earlier on, missed the start of the race. Right now at risk of going another lap down as they work their way down into turns 3 and 4. Your top 3 nose to tail, top 5 nose to tail, everybody bumper to bumper, not much separation between your field right now. James Pileski in the 93, all over the back bumper of the 54, Brandon Elvis. Chris Smith right there as well. He was up the racetrack in the 80 machine. As they work their way down the back straightaway on board with Brandon Elvis. '54 machine really trying to get that car off the corner without spinning the tires. That's going to be the key this entire race. Keep speed, but don't spin the tires because you can't eat those tires up. 75 laps in the street stocks, kind of a longer race for these cars. Track position is going to be important as well. Passing is going to be a lot harder late in the race, especially if you have a little bit worse tires than the cars around you. Zach Murphy up 3 spots from the get-go, currently sitting in the 6th spot. He's got 1 career Leave the Pack iRacing League victory in the street stock division at Langley Speedway last season. He's had a couple second place finishes this season throughout the 4 divisions, including 2 weeks ago in the street stocks at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Came home in the 2nd spot. He was 3rd the week before at New Smyrna. So the 29 machine has definitely had speed all season long. See if he can get to the front here tonight. Top 5 last week at Langley as well. Look at the driver back behind him, trying to take over the league all-time win category is Mark Keedeman, driver of the 2 machine right there. Currently in the 7th position. Keedeman started this race out back, shotgun on the field. Wanted to work on his game plan for later tonight in the Leave the Pack Super Series. So you have a 100-lap event here at the South Boston Speedway. But Mark Keedeman will have to start from the rear as he won the last 2 Leave the Pack Super Series races. And we do have a rule here in Leave the Pack where if you win 2 races in a row in a certain division, you must start that next race from the rear. So Keedeman serving that, not really penalty, but kind of bounty for winning those 2 races. As we are a third of the way into this one, Brady Cox still your race leader, trying to hang on to that top spot. He's under fire from Brandon Elvis and James Pileski. Both of those drivers right there ready to pounce if that 76 machine starts to slide or starts to make any mistake whatsoever. Elvis down the back straightaway, right there on the back bumper, nearly contact up off the corner. Hasn't really showed any attempt to pass as Chris Smith dives it to the bottom underneath James Pileski. There was big time contact there. Smith going to drop back a couple positions as Pileski's loose up off the corner. Not sure if there was something before that may have caused that right there, but a big time issue as Jeremiah Woods pulls the 222 machine down pit road. Brandon Kelly, I believe, had some kind of issue. He's got trouble, or he's got some damage on the front end of that race car. Brian Gravel in the 22 machine down pit road. He was running in the 3rd spot. He was running in the 7th spot, sorry. Not sure what happened to Brian Grable down pit road, though. As we are 31 laps in, Brandon Elvis starting to show a little bit more pressure to Brady Cox in the 76 machine. We have been green flagged from the get-go. We've got 8 cars still on the lead lap. Tough break for Brian Grable. Not sure what happened to the driver of the number 22 machine. Brought that car down pit road, and I think he might have called it a night. As up front, the battle for the lead continues. James Pileski looking pretty racy in the 93 machine, as they are all nose to tail through the center of the corner. The 54 looks a little bit stronger through the center, but Cox able to hold him tight on the exit of the corner, not allowing him to get that run. Mark Keedeman getting around Austin Godfrey for the 5th spot back behind. They've fallen off just a little bit, as here comes James Pileski to the inside of Brandon Elvis. Elvis drives up off the corner. Not going to let it happen. Chris Smith going to take a look to the outside now. Pileski going to shut the door. We are 36 laps in out of 75. We'll be halfway in this time by. Your top 5 racing pretty hard There's a little bit more separation between them than we've seen in previous laps. We're halfway in, halfway home. Cross flags up this time. As Brady Cox has led from the get-go. He sat on pole in this race. He's trying to pick up his second career Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. Chris Smith up the racetrack in the 80 machine, letting Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine go by. Keedeman's made a heck of a charge from the 11th place spot on the grid. So he now makes his way into 4th. Meanwhile, James Pileski all over the back bumper of Brandon Elvis. 54 machine, your fast qualifier here tonight. Pileski trying everything he can to get a nose underneath. He looks to be a little bit quicker through the center, but Elvis really driving that car through the exit of the corner. Able to get some space there. As here comes Mark Keedeman in the 2. Putting some pressure on the 93 machine. Keedeman's looked fast all race long, but the tires are going to start to feel a little bit of that pressure towards the later stages. And speaking of Brady Cox, sideways. Brandon Elvis trying to find a way underneath. A little bit of a bump from James Pileski. That's going to open up the door. There's contact. Battle for the lead. Brady Cox up the racetrack trying to hold the 54 machine of Brandon Elvis down. There's more contact, and Brady Cox into the inside wall hard. Big time pile up in turns 3 and 4. The caution flag is out. Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine destroyed. Brady Cox in the 76 machine. Front end torn off of that race car. As we will go back and watch. Your top 2 were battling very hard right there. Looked like Cox got loose and there was contact, and down the racetrack went Brady Cox. Not quite sure how that contact began. We'll watch from the drone. See the 54 machine up the racetrack a little bit after getting loose, and I think they just came together. And the 76 went down the racetrack, and big time contact. On board with the 54 here. What he saw. Yeah, it looked like they were just fighting for space right there. Cox probably not happy about the contact that was made down the back straightaway. Three drivers down pit road. James Pileski, Brandon Elvis, Mark Keedeman. Tough break for those drivers. But under caution for the first time here tonight. 47 laps in. About 27 laps to go. The one to go signal given to these drivers. Unfortunately, Brandon Elvis, James Pileski, not able to make it back out onto the track. Brandon Elvis in the 54 also down pit road still. Jeremiah Woods in the 222 machine back on the lead lap. As the green flag is up, we are back underway here at the South Boston Speedway. Chris Smith down into turns 1 and 2 takes the early advantage. Here comes Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine back into the 2nd spot. Zach Murphy in the 3rd position right now. Look at Brady Cox. No front end on that race car, but that's not going to stop him. As he's going to try to move his way back forward all over the back bumper of Zach Murphy. This time by, it'll be 25 laps to go. Back behind, Lewis Flowers underneath, or sorry, Jeremiah Woods underneath Lewis Flowers for the 5th spot. It's 25 to go for Chris Smith, trying to pick up his 2nd career Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. He won 2 races ago in the Street Stock division at IRP. He's trying to do that again here tonight. Austin Godfrey, big time sideways off the corner right there. We've got 23 laps to go this time by. Just not sure what happened there. Some kind of connection dropout issue there. Not sure what the cause of that was. Some kind of lag spike. Sorry about that. But battle is on for the third spot. Here comes Brady Cox underneath Zach Murphy. Murphy going to shut the door. He'll set his sights on Austin Godfrey. Godfrey trying to hang on to that second spot. Murphy right now sitting in the third position. Chris Smith with 20 laps to go has a 1 second advantage, I should say. 20 to go, 1 second. 19 laps to go, and Zach Murphy takes a peek to the inside for the second spot. Here comes Zach Murphy on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to take over the second position. Godfrey's loose up on the top side. Murphy's going to have the spot at the line right there. Godfrey trying everything he can. He's loose up off the corner. Give the spot to Godfrey, or give the spot to Murphy, sorry. Austin Godfrey now going to have to try to hang on to that podium spot. Zach Murphy has nearly 2 seconds to make up on Chris Smith. We'll see if he can do it. With 16 laps to go. Smith a little bit quicker that last time by. It would take a lot here for the 29 machine to get up to the back bumper. Is Godfrey loose in the third spot, trying everything he can to keep the 76 at bay. The 76 of Brady Cox puts the bumper to the back of the one machine. Godfrey up the racetrack. Brady Cox going to move into the third spot. Move Brady Cox into the third position. Here comes Jeremiah Woods in the 222 machine, trying to make his way onto the podium. So we've got 13 laps to go. Woods in the 222s. Missed the start of this one. Was late to the grid, started behind the field. Ooh, more contact. Brady Cox was loose up off the corner. Trying everything he can to keep that third spot. Cox on the bottom of the racetrack. No front end on that race car. Woods in the 222 is going to take a peek to the inside, and around goes Brady Cox. And the caution flag flies with 10 to go. As the caution flag is out. Try to get a look at what happened to Brady Cox. See the bumper from the back of the 222 machine. See if we can get a better look. Go on board with Brady Cox. Or sorry, Jeremiah Woods. Yeah, it looked like just misjudged the gap slightly there. A tough break for the Woods. He was having a good run there in the 222 machine. Gonna get dropped to the back after that one. That'll put Lewis Flowers up into the third spot in the 62. Flowers in the 62 started on the front row last week at Langley. Did not have the best run there. He's going to try to redeem himself here tonight. As this time by, we will get the 1 to go signal. We'll send him green for a 5-lap shootout. There'll be 5 laps to decide the winner of this race. Will it be Chris Smith in the 80 machine, or will it be Zach Murphy in the 29? These drivers are going to have 5 laps to battle it out. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4, the pace car makes his way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Chris Smith through the zone. We're underway. Good restart by both drivers. Murphy going to drop back in the second spot. He'll cross over and assume position behind Chris Smith down the back straightaway. Lewis Flowers and Austin Godfrey battling for third. 4 laps to go across the line. And around goes Lewis Flowers, and the caution flag is going to come back out. Caution flag back out. Lewis Flowers in the 62 machine. Got loose right there off the corner. Not sure if there was contact before, or we'll get a look right here. Saw him went up the racetrack. Yeah, it looked like he got loose up off the corner. And I think that is going to end the night. I believe that's going to end the night for Lewis Flowers in the 62 machine. Pretty hard contact with the inside wall there. That's going to set us up for a green-white checkered finish. Field going to get the 1 to go signal this time, and we'll line them back up. One to go signal right there. These drivers lining up side by side. We've got 4 drivers left on the lead lap. Going to battle it out. Brandon Elvis making his way back out of the pits. Just getting some extra points in if he can. But the field making their way into turns 3 and 4. Austin Godfrey, Chris Smith, Zach Murphy, Jeremiah Woods. Green is up, green is out. 2 laps to go here at the South Boston Speedway. These drivers going to try everything that they can to get every position they can. Godfrey took a peek underneath Murphy right there. Murphy not going to let it happen. White flag is out, though. 1 lap to go for Chris Smith. Smith going to have to hang on. Murphy's going to have to put up a heck of a fight there in the 29 machine. Does he have anything left? Down the back straightaway for a final time. And up through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be Chris Smith picking up his 2nd victory of the season. Chris Smith picks up his 2nd victory of the Street Stock Showdown season. The 2nd of his career. Took him a while to break through, but now he's kind of onto something here. 2 wins in 3 weeks for Chris Smith. Unable to make it to the Langley Speedway last week. But Smith comes back to the South Boston Speedway to pick up the victory. We're going to talk to our top 3 finishers now, starting with our 3rd place finisher, Austin Godfrey. Austin Godfrey up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. So,
alrighty, we'll finish in the 3rd spot here tonight. You were running 2nd for a while. There was some contact there. Ended up in the 3rd spot without a front bumper, but hey, a podium's a podium, right?
yeah, podium's podium. That was definitely a eventful race. I'll say that.
Yeah, it definitely was. You guys had a good green flag run going there. You guys were green till I want to say lap 60 or so, or no, sorry, lap 40, you guys were green and looked pretty racy there in the top 5. You started in the 6th spot here tonight, worked your way up slowly, but ended up in the 3rd spot when it mattered. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish here tonight?
Just bumping around YouTube and you for putting up this series and, just working every day for us, making this happen, and then 47 speed shop, and that's about it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Austin, on your podium finish here in the Street Stocks. We wish you luck in your first Super Late Model event later on tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now to talk to our 2nd place finisher in the 29 machine. So close here tonight. 2nd place, Zach Murphy, up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Winston.
Alrighty, well, started from the 9th spot here tonight. Qualifying a little bit, missed a little bit in qualifying. Didn't get too much practice time in the 29 machine, but looked very, very fast here. Worked your way up through the field pretty quickly and ended up in the 2nd spot when it mattered. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, like you said, didn't have much qualifying time, getting the family to bed, but or practice time, sorry. So didn't really get a good qualifying run, and just kind of biding my time. Had a little bit of speed early, and then I kind of lost the pack and was just riding around and kind of needed that caution there, and that kind of changed the fortune for my race. And then after that, we just kind of battled and held the track position, come home 2nd.
Yeah, tonight was really about track position. There was only 10 or so cars, but those 10 cars were all very close, especially the top 5, very competitive cars, and you worked your way up through the field. There was that contact between Elvis and Cox that took out a couple cars, and that was right in line for you and ended up in the 2nd spot. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish here in the Street Stock division?
Yeah, glad to have our luck change a little bit. Hope we can keep that over with the super lates later. But got to thank Justin over at Coleman Designs for the paint schemes. Got to thank Whitney Automotive for coming on the car. Got to thank you, Winston, for the great league and always the great broadcast to look back on. And just thank my wife and family for letting me come down and do this weekly.
Alrighty, well, we've got one more race here in the South Boston week. Super Late Models coming up right about now. How do you feel about your chances going into 100 laps there?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. I've had decent speed all week. Just really, I had a lot of bad luck. Was like taking out leading the mod race, and then last night had a little bit of speed, but just got caught in some of the attrition there. So hopefully we can actually show some talent and run up front tonight in the Super Late's one of my favorite cars and favorite tracks. So see what we can do.
Alrighty, Zach. Well, congratulations to you on your 2nd place run here tonight in the Street Stock division.
But thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, that was your 2nd place finisher. Now to grab a word from our 3rd place finisher, our winner here tonight, Chris Smith. See if we can't get Chris up into the broadcast booth. Chris Smith, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Alrighty, man. Well, it took a minute to get your first Leave the Pack iRacing League victory. That was a big deal a couple weeks ago, but now, 2-time. Whew! How you feel after South Boston?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was just trying to be patient there. Let some guys go ahead of me. Try to save the right rear. I hate Brandon got in a wreck. He had a really fast car. It was his race to win, honestly.
Yeah, there was a tough break between those top few competitors there. Collected a lot of good cars, but luckily did not collect the 80 machine here tonight, and a couple other guys were there to get through and put some pressure on you out at the end of the race. Luckily, looked like you had quite a bit of speed. Ended up with your 2nd career victory. Who do you have to thank for win number 2 here?
Yeah, first off, thanks my wife letting me do this. Say hey to my dad. I know he's watching. Elvis Coleman Racing, Chastain Law Firm, Barry Elvis Performance Fabrication, Coastal Performance Shop, Coleman Designs for the paints, and thank you for broadcasting.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Chris, on your 2nd victory here in the Street Stocks. How do you feel about your chances going into 100 laps in the Super Division right here at South Boston?
We'll see. It's a rough track, man. Just got to stay out of trouble, so try to be there at the end.
Alrighty, well, congratulations once again, and we wish you luck on race number 2 here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Chris Smith in the number 80 machine, your winner here tonight. That's going to do it for us in the Street Stock race. hop on over to the other YouTube link posted on this channel. Super late models coming at you here in about 30 minutes or so. It's going to be a fun race, 100 laps, super late models, Leave the Pack iRacing League. You won't want to miss it. If you like what you saw here tonight, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the like button on this video. Thank you guys for watching. Winston Neal, your host, signing it off from the Street Stocks. Peace.